Hi friends, welcome back to my cozy art channel. If you're new here, my name is Melanie and I am usually a mixed media and watercolor artist. However, I occasionally work digitally when I'm making coloring books and picture books. But today I thought we could do another fun, cozy color along. But this time, let's make it a cosmic Christmas theme. And I have something special for you. I actually made you a free downloadable coloring page that you can get right now in the links below. You can color it digitally or you can print it out and color it traditionally with me right now. So that is my Christmas present to you, and I am so thankful to have you here. I hope you will color along with me today. So I just want to give you guys a very brief tutorial on digital coloring if you have an iPad and you'd like to try digital coloring. If you are a traditional colorist though, feel free to skip ahead to our cozy color along with traditional materials. However, if you have an iPad, you can color just about any coloring page in the app Procreate if you have the digital version of the coloring page. So I provided you with the PNG coloring page file so that way you can color this on your iPad. You're going to import it and put it onto a 8.5 by 11 inch canvas or whatever size you want and resize the line art. So I have it on here on its own layer. I have my background and my coloring page. The important thing to do here is to set your coloring page layer to a reference layer. And to do that, tap on it, come down here to the bottom where it says reference and tap that on. You'll see a little check mark next to it showing you that you actually did it, and it will also say reference underneath the layer here. So now what this allows us to do is drop fill colors within the boundaries of the lines. And we're going to do that beneath the coloring page layer. So now I can drag and drop color into sections and it will fill them. And then what you can do on that layer is you can actually choose a 6B pencil and color as if this is an actual coloring page. And you can add texture that way, which is really cool. Now what this will do, because alpha lock is not on, it will allow me to color in other sections as well. So if you only want to be able to color inside this green area, you're going to turn alpha lock on, and then all that will happen is you will color within the boundaries of that green area that you drop filled color into, which is really awesome. And this is really fun. I love coloring like this on the go or to make my digital art. This is a really fun way to do it. So if you want to try coloring digitally, I highly recommend it. If you'd like a more in-depth tutorial on how to do this, I have a Skillshare class all about this. And there is a month free link in the description below that you can head to, and you can learn how to color digitally in more depth if you'd like. This is also a really fun way to test out color palettes before you color traditionally. So I tested out this color palette, and I believe this is what I'm going to do today for our traditional coloring page. I'm going to do more of a cosmic coloring palette instead of the traditional Christmas, but you feel free to do whatever you want today because this is your coloring page. So the cool thing about downloading your coloring page is that you can print it out on whatever paper you like best. For today, I decided to color on a piece of cardstock, and then I'll just give that copy paper version to my daughter to color later. But you could even print this out on watercolor paper or marker paper, so just do whatever you want. I am inviting you to color this page and then share it with me or your followers on social media too. Make sure to tag me at the Swimming Owl and we can kind of treat this like a little cozy art challenge, but no pressure. Feel free to use my color palette or a color palette of your own. There are no hard rules here. I just want you to have fun and create something and get cozy. So from here, you can either listen to me kind of chat and ramble along with the holiday cozy music I've got going on while we color, or please feel free to mute me and listen to your own audio. First things first, I know some people will be kind of curious about like my supplies, my color palette, and my coloring technique, so I'll chat about that for just a couple of minutes first. As for my supplies, I use what I have. have, and that is a mixture of colored pencils. I have some Staedtler, which are actually watercolor pencils. I have a handful of Prismacolors, which I really enjoy using, but I don't have many of them. And then I actually have like some vintage pencils from Faber-Castell. And that's what I use. It's what I have. So I also occasionally will use an eraser if I get something a little too dark or go outside of a line too obviously. You can sometimes kind of erase colored pencil away. I don't worry about it too much though. I'm a very laid back colorer or colorist, and I try not to stress over it. I'm here to have fun and make something pretty. Next, let's see. I use an electric sharpener when I can. If I'm out on the go, obviously I take a little handheld manual one, but I really like my electric sharpener. And then at the end, you will see me use a little bit of Copic white paint, which I use to put back in some little highlights and fun details and sparkle, which I find does such magical things, and I really, really like it. For my color palette, as I mentioned before, I am going with a cosmic theme. So not your traditional red and green or even blue and white. I am going with these purples, teals, pinks, and then the pops of yellow for the moon and stars and middles of the flowers. This is me. These colors are me and very within a theme that I'm going to talk about here in a little bit. As for my coloring technique, I tend to like to put down the big chunks of base colors first and then come back in and add in the detail and shading. I build things up slowly over time. Instead of like hyper focusing in on one area, I will put down a base and build on top. And I like to play with unexpected color. I like to put blues and purples down for shadows instead of blacks or grays. And then for highlights, I like to pop in fun things like yellows and pinks instead of maybe whatever the actual color that I was using originally to color with. So I just really like playing with color and making things extra fun and whimsical. Then, like I said, at the end of my coloring, I come back in and add in some kind of pop of white, whether that's with the Copic white or trying to with a pencil or even a charcoal pencil, a white charcoal, or chalk. These are things that I like to play with because that is my style, is to put in that kind of fun, whimsical white highlight at the end. So if you like this style of coloring page that I tend to create and you would like to support my artwork even further, you can download even more coloring pages from my Etsy shop, or you can buy my actual printed coloring books in my Etsy shop or even on Amazon. You can just search for The Swimming Owl or Melanie Bess and you'll be able to find those on Amazon. I also have the links down below. I am currently working on my next coloring book and I cannot wait to have that out to you all in the new year. My artist newsletter subscribers will actually be the first to know about that release, and if you want access to even more free coloring pages and access to all my future coupons and fun updates, then I would encourage you to go sign up for that super casual but always happy newsletter. The awesome people on that list actually get all the best stuff from me throughout the year. No spam, just specials and secret access to things. So back to this specific coloring page, while I was coloring this like tree pot, tree holder, tree stand, I don't know what you want to call this piece here, I struggled with the color of that so much and layered in so many different colors. I wanted it to kind of be this periwinkle purple, but I didn't have that exact color in my colored pencils, except for you can kind of see a light one over to the left on my screen right now, but I wanted it to be darker, and I was like trying to figure out how to shade this and how to make it look different from the actual purple of the coloring tree. So I just wanted to talk to you through that struggle a little bit. I just kept layering up colors until I got something that I was happy with. And I think it still could be colored a little differently from the, like it still kind of blends in with the tree a little bit, but that's okay. I was having fun, so I hope you're having fun too. When I was actually designing and illustrating this Christmas tree, I wanted it to be on a blanket of stars. I wanted it to be decorated with cosmo flowers, because how fitting is a cosmo flower for a cosmic Christmas tree. And I wanted it to be topped with a moon instead of a star. So I'm in love with this idea. I think I'm actually gonna maybe turn this into a product in the future, beyond this coloring page. I just really like how this turned out. I hope you like it too and you're enjoying coloring it. Let me know what you think about it. So while I was creating and coloring this page, I found my mind continuously wandering towards the upcoming year and what I hope to achieve both personally and in business. And I feel like I'm really starting to find my path in my creative business. And a big reason I think that's happening is because I've been working on a little personal challenge that I've set for myself as well, which is to paint for 100 days. And with a challenge like this comes some clarity. I'm 25 days in, that's it, only 25, yet I've already started to find some clarity. And for me, that clarity has been finding what I actually enjoy creating, what lights me up when I'm painting it. And I finally found my theme, or a phrase that envelops most of what I love. A struggle for me has been that I love so many things and I'm attracted to so many styles and themes, but I'm finally finding the common ground amongst it all, and it's a mix of celestial vibes with cozy nature themes. So, moving forward, my art business is going to be a cosmic cottagecore world with plenty of color and whimsy. So I imagine like a little garden witch living in a cosmic cottagecore wonderland. Is that making sense to anyone else or just me? I mean, just look at this coloring page we're working on. It's not your traditional Christmas tree, like I said. It's a tree I would imagine a little garden witch having for her super cozy cottagecore Christmas. I also have flipped through my last two sketchbooks and looked at the pieces that I loved or gravitated towards the most. And guess what? The ones I love all fit within this cosmic cottagecore idea. And then the ones that I look at and just don't care about, they aren't aligned with it at all. So this has just been truly telling of the direction that I'm drawn to and need to go in. And with this newfound clarity and direction, I'm very excited about something else I'm developing right now. Still have a Society 6 shop. However, due to the changes they're making in their payment structure, I am not going to continue selling my designs on Society 6 aside from the 10 most popular ones I've had on there, which are some floral themes. So basically, I'm moving off of Society 6. And I was really sad about this for quite a while. I spent a lot of time creating that shop and putting up over 200 designs in that shop with my artwork. However, I'm deciding to see this as a chance to pivot and shift. So I am developing a super fun collection of products that will become a signature collection in my Etsy shop called Cosmic Cottagecore. And I'm hoping to set this first launch sometime after the new year, once I can get all of my samples in and photographed. And I'm just really excited to just kind of start having more control over my own products and what I offer, and it not be in Society 6 anymore. Maybe this is a blessing in disguise and a push to start creating my own world, my own cosmic cottagecore world. in creating the products that truly resonate with these themes and not just throw it on everything Society 6 has to offer, and as an artist be able to be the one that benefits and profits off of those products more than Society 6 was allowing me to. So I have finally found a way to be excited about this change and to make it work for me. Some of the products that I've started to develop for this first launch are going to be things like sweatshirts, stickers, mugs, and then potentially like a tote bag, and maybe a blanket. We'll see. But definitely the sweatshirts, the mugs, the stickers, that all fit within this cozy theme and things that I myself love, use, and enjoy the heck out of. So I think people that resonate with my art brand will also like these products. I'm very excited about it. And then throughout the year, I'll then have a couple more collection launches that fit within this world that I'm building. So the first one will be the signature cosmic cottagecore, and then the next ones will supplement that and fit within the brand. The other thing that's going to be really cool about these product launches is that I'm actually using a lot of the artwork that I created for my coloring books in these collections. It's a combination of my coloring page line art that I've colored in, or maybe not, my traditional paintings, and my digital artwork. So it's just all coming together and fitting together like this super unique puzzle that I've been trying to figure out for years and years. So all that to say, I'm just really excited about this direction, and I cannot wait to launch it and share it with the world and start building this cozy, cosmic, colorful cottagecore world. So back to the coloring of this coloring page. Here is where you see me starting to throw in a color that you might not have thought of before. I'm putting this turquoise color into different little spots wherever it just kind of like intuitively feels right to put it there. I'm popping it in, and I feel like just this tiny little amount of color thrown in changes the entire tree so much in the very best way. It somehow brightens it up or adds more vibrance to it, I guess that's how I should put it, just by popping in that little unexpected color. So give that a try sometime. You don't have to do it on a big coloring page if you don't want to, if that makes you nervous. Test it out on something small. Try throwing in a color you wouldn't have normally into the shadows or the highlights and just see how it feels. This is also the point in my coloring pages where I will just kind of, you don't actually step back, but you pull your eyes back and you look at the entire thing overall. And then I just kind of bounce around, adding in little effects or details, shading where I see that it needs something, where it just doesn't quite look finished yet. So I just kind of bounce all over the page at that point. And now I'm ready to put in those fun Copic white highlights. I'm just gonna grab a tiny little brush, a little detail brush. I've got a little bit of water in that pot mixed in so that it's more inky and not as like this thick paint. And then I just pop this on to little spots I wanna highlight. And sometimes it kind of sits on top of the colored pencil if it's more of like a waxy colored pencil, but it's okay, it still dries fine, it still works, and I really like it. And because this is a cardstock paper, it's gonna dry just fine and not really bleed through the back or anything. So if you have some of this, or even some acrylic paint, some acrylic white, you could try this. Give it a little shot on one of your pages and see what you think. It's fun. Of course, you can also get a sort of similar effect with like a white gel pen or a white paint pen. I struggle with white gel pens a lot. However, like a Posca pen works pretty well. Wow, really had a lot of fun with this coloring page, and I really hope that you did too. I would seriously really like to see if you colored it too, so share it with me if you're up for it. I would like to celebrate you and what you created. Or if you plan to color it, let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And you're also more than welcome to print this out for your kids to color with you. I highly recommend a cozy coloring session with your children or your loved ones or your best friend or your parent, like whoever is your person. Get out a coloring page and some pencils and color with them. It's an awesome bonding experience. So thank you for being here. I hope you have a really cozy holiday. I'm sending you a lot of peace and love, and I cannot wait to see you next time for whatever we create next.